Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching us, whatever time you're watching us from. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of our backstory. Na kama kawa kama dawa is your host Don Degwa. Tuko hapa na crew mzima. We'll introduce them as we go on, but today, as you can see in front of us, we have an amazing couple. Wasen ko show story yao will blow you away. It's been a minute, we've been silent for a minute, but you can rest assured we've been cooking something interesting for you guys, and this is it, man. So we're gonna let our guests introduce themselves to take it from there. But before that, take 5 seconds, man. Kimbia pale kwa subscribe button, finya your button, man. Let us get to 1,000 before the end of this year, because we need to monetize and get these tunes back. So guys, as I was saying earlier, karibuni, Makori kwanza, producer, editor, weka makofi. Karibuni to our conversation. This is where we just have conversations revolving around relationships and marriage. We're gonna let you guys introduce yourself. Mmesema kuna haja tufanye acquaintance. Ebe amejitolea mahanga kuanza hii conversation. And guys, take it away. It's your chance.
Yeah, so my beautiful wife's name is Mundi. She's an exceptional woman, obviously, and she's a communication professional. Currently, she's working as a marketing manager. Yeah, she's working as a marketing manager at Real IPM, which is an agricultural company that deals in natural enemies and mostly organic farm inputs, right?
Nitakuzia pilipili, organic pilipili, tukipromote hiyo chili. Kikuzia hii chili.
Yeah, so that's what she's doing currently. She's a powerful woman, gifted in many other ways. So tunangoja tu zingine zionze kuonekana in the public domain, but she's a powerful woman. Yes. I think. What else? What else am I supposed to say? Unaweza ongeza. See, that's what you do. Yes.
I will introduce you.
Rap sheet yangu ni refu. Naanda alikuwa na feel like mbona sija. Take it away.
His name, he has so many names. And Bebneza. But he's a Ebenezer Mundi Odor, and as you said, we are the Mundi family. Yeah. He does so much. Yeah. Sometimes that even exactly. So he is he's a musician. No, he's an artist.
He's an artist. Yeah. Worship leader.
He's an artist, and by artist I mean, I don't mean Musani. He's very artistic. You can even see what we are wearing today. It's all him. Hey. Also, I was dressed by Bebneza. That's going to be our Also, he just released a song with Jewels, Mwanzo na Mwisho on YouTube.
Yeah, so you should check that song.
Yeah, you can just
Mwanzo na Mwisho.
It's a very, very nice song. Actually, I'm there in the video.
Oh, okay.
Video vixen.
Vixen siya secular.
We put the clip here.
Umenipa furaha, umenipa faraja, baba naomba uniguze tena, misiwezi bila we. You're the reason I live, you're the reason I breathe, baba naomba unipe nguvu, nitembe na wewe.
So he's an artist in many forms. hadi kwa house like let's do this, tubomoe ukuta, ni rental ya mtu, go kubomoa amkikuyu, ndio mimi naangalia hii ni pesa. So we go like so he's an artist in all forms. Pia ni mwanabiashara. And as you said, I think you had a conversation earlier, he does solutions for so many
industries.
For so many industries. Also, we are looking into farming together as a family. As you said, I work in the agricultural sector, although background in communication. But tutakuzia pilipili. All that. Also, besides that, I think Ebenezer as a person, he's a very good human being. Me and Juliza, is he okay? Like he's very patient. He's such an easy person because vitu mimi ufanya saa zingine ningekuwa yeye but he's a very good human being and I'm really grateful because honestly he's an answered prayer. Everything I wanted in a man is
hata dark hata rangi
rangi nilifanya na swali lakini Mungu alisema this is how we will Mungu na addition of beard we cannot do that.
We are the Mundi family and this is our backstory.
That was a good one. So guys, welcome to our backstory. It's an awesome opportunity to have you guys to have a sit down. It's not every day people take 2 hours of their time. Class, and for how long? Just to have a conversation around the experiences. So we value experiences and I'm sure it will inspire someone somewhere. And our prayer is that hii experience ikitoka huko nje, hii conversation ikitoka huko nje, even if it impact one person, that's something, and that's all you call for. So hapa tunaendanga way from the beginning.
So to get comfortable.
Be comfortable, feel at home. Niko wako lakini nakwambia feel at home.
Tulia tu.
Yeah. So we're not gonna go to where you were born. We'll just start from how did you guys meet? Like that's where we start this conversation from. Will you meet Haji? How was it by the way?
Where I could take it? Well, I think we've known each other for a while, although we were not very close friends. In fact, her best friend was a closer friend to me because we had grown up together in church. So they joined the church that I go to, House of Transformation, in 2007, if I'm not wrong. Around 2007, but she was young. 06 or 7 up. I was young, Nini. So a friend of mine, a big director in this country, it was Jesse Chalo. So Jesse Chalo was her very close friend. And so he always used to mention, oh, and this and that, oh, ha, blah, blah, blah. And Jesse ni mtu yangu. So they used to, like, during we had like Super Sundays where after the service then you have lunch together. So there's a spot at Uko Chini Church where we used to sit, and then them, because she was now after a while Wali moved to a campus, Thika campus. So the Super Sunday everyone would come to the main campus. So wanakuja, then they used to walk around church. Yeye na beshte yake wakitoka.
I used to hate that corner because that corner used to have like 10 guys, 15 guys. Then you're just there walking. I'm not very social.
Yeah, so
Was one of those people kwa hiyo kona.
I don't even remember. I think so. Right?
I mean, I used to sit there. Nilikuanga nakaa hapo, but at that time I really didn't, because me I was just seated there just to have lunch.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have much of
He didn't see me.
for me it wasn't hunting up, because I normally had said mimi sitaoa someone from my church. From that church, like I was mostly open to relation, like from my church. My
House of transformation.
yeah, like
Or from any other type.
because we had grown up with everyone.
So they're like brothers and sisters.
So like yeah, so niko tu like maze, probably if I was to marry, I'd marry someone from church obviously, but not from my church. So I never noticed any girl from my church.
Yeah.
I never really noticed any girl from my church. So after some time, ya kupita, so of course I knew her.
Yeah.
Then later on now, like I would see her, she had several handles on Instagram. So I think her first handle that I saw was memes by Nims, something of that sort.
Those two memes
Memes by Nims. So niko tu like
But zilikuwa funny.
zilikuwa
Zilikuwa good. Ndio maana ulidifollow.
so hiyo nilifollow like for, and then mimi kwa Instagram maze I don't follow people unless tunaongea.
The pride. But Twitter pride ama Twitter?
Si pride, like niko tu hivyo like
Ukienda Instagram yake, he has like, is it 12, 19?
Mimi si junior ngapi?
2,000 followers.
Yeah.
And he's only following 300.
300.
lakini sasa unaona kwa ile ni wengi. In fact hata siku hizi ni most of them ni brands. And then one of our friends who's also a photographer, anaitwa Trezo. So Trezo had a photo shoot with her. A beautiful photo. So that's the first time I noticed
That's
her.
when he saw me for who I am.
That's the
Lazima
first.
ningeenda photo
Actually,
shoot than
that was
notice.
the first time I noticed. Enye huyu anakuanga mrembo.
Ni kamera ilikuwanga mbaya bro.
But still, as much as I noticed, I never really made a move or anything.
Yeah.
Then I think it was now later on in I think COVID times.
Yeah.
So COVID times ndo nika
Be specific. Which month?
okay, it was on after her birthday.
No, it was. I should have changed my question.
Yeah.
No, it was before my birthday.
It was after her birthday that we really now started talking.
No, it was before my birthday.
It was before your birthday. Okay. So what happened was I was part of the project for what's your project? The blessing.
Swahili version.
The Swahili version, the Kenyan version that Kanji did.
Ah, okay.
So we had recorded that song, blah blah blah. So hiyo ni one of the things. Then now there's a post before her birthday.
Yeah.
I followed her,
Yeah.
or she followed me,
He followed.
whichever. Siku hatujui nani alifollow mwingine. But unajua ukifollow mtu stories zake zinaanza kutokea hapo. So like I could see her stories.
Yeah.
So hakuna post moja alikuwa amepost, na hiyo post there was a guy and a chick, ilikuwa picha poa sana, and then walikuwa wamekiss, afa akaandika why wouldn't you be kissed like this. So si nika reply tu ni Later before your post, because you got follow each other.
Yeah.
So before your post kuna post ya alikuwa amepost kwa bike ya beshte yetu.
Yeah.
Because nilimwish happy birthday, which first nilikuwish happy birthday, right? Goja. Nilikuwish happy birthday.
Yeah.
Which was a day after her birthday, so it was sort of belated. So nikamwish a belated birthday. So si sasa tunaanza kuonana. Nini kidogo yakanitumia now I can see House of Transformation was represented. So akanitumia hiyo post ya the blessing, hiyo screenshot ya the blessing. And then
Did make sure ako on screen?
So si sasa tumeanza ku have some sort of conversation.
Hii conversation ina happen
Instagram, it's just on Instagram.
DM.
too.
So guys, man, the important thing is slide kwa DM ndio.
DM ina work.
Yako huko tumelenga.
Have no pride. Yeye best yangu, he has no pride. Ye kwanza ako blue marked, lakini he has no pride.
Kila siku tu hey.
Hata unamjua. Nani celeb. Sasa yeah, so tumeanza kwa view conversation, and then now akapost one of our pastors who's also our friend and also like a father sort of figure, and he's the director of communication for Mama Rachel Ruto. So alikuwa kwa bike yake, and then nika comment nikasema maze ukae kama raida like okay, umevaa rubbers na short so hiyo si yako. So of course tumeanza kucheka nini, and then now she posted, now what made us now have like serious conversation ni when she posted hiyo picture ya hao watu wawili wamekiss.
All the time not asked, he's not told me he's single, he's not asked me whether I'm single, so we just got to happen. I was smitten. Nearly got to like, oh my God, who is this? Where has he been all along?
Na tunajuana, lakini
sikuwa
hakuwa ananiona juu alikuwa anaona vishte yangu.
Wait, so all this time pia hujaona hivi?
Sijawahi sikuwa notice.
Alikuwa ananijua tu.
Me actually to be honest, like I never took notice of it. Hata kama alikuwa anaimba church.
Yeah.
I think nilikuwa tu in the spirit, hadi Mungu anakufunga macho uoni kando.
So tulikuwa
so ilikuwa hiyo part until nikapost.
Yeah, until akapost hiyo
It was a very unazima posters zenye watu who pose kwa the beach. So the guy is seated like this.
Yeah.
and then the lady is standing on her knees and then amebend backwards.
Sio kitu iko kwa Instagram tutamtumia.
Insert picture. Insert picture here.
You can go.
Yeah, so from that conversation nikamwambia because I don't have a kissing partner.
Nikajua hapa.
So hapo sound ikakuwa like, oh, so you're single? Yeah, me too. Hapo ako like, oh, me too. So mimi nikamwambia like mbona ni enjoy na mimi najua wase wenye wanakupatia. Akaniuliza kama nani? Nikasema kama umse na umse. Akaniambia umse mwingine unless a Jane show. So that's where we started having conversation. So to have conversation, then eventually sikuwa iomba number. Nilikuwa those guys. So sikuwa iomba number, but akanipea number yake. In fact nilimwambia beshte yangu because what happened was at that time when tunaongea ananiambia ako single and stuff. Me wingman nimeshaingia kwa boys wangu namwambia mazee wewe mbona unalalanga kwa job.
Imagine aliombea mtu number, like we are having a conversation for like a month. Is it a month or like let's say like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And then that time nilikuwa bado siko nipatikana na
bado
siko nipatikana.
Yeah.
So that time tumeongea for like let's say a week or 2 weeks every day. every single time you go Instagram. And then ananiambia, by the way, nani alikuwa ananiambia mjonge na wewe unipatie namba nimpatie. Who does that?
Mimi nilikuwa tu, I was just being.
You see how Christian men wanatuangusha huko nje.
What I'm sure me at that time.
How do you
at that time?
And then now the funny thing, lakini nikitaja atajua hiyo story. And then now that guy bado sieke, acha tu nisiseme just like iko.
Ichome. Sasa no, unajua me at that time sikuwa in relationship mode.
Yeah.
Hiyo time mimi nilikuwa like that for the first time in a very long time.
Yeah.
Nilikuwa with no attachments.
Yeah.
Hakuna conversation stage, nilikuwa talking stage. Kuna ma talking stage na anyone, so nilikuwa tu na enjoy being a single.
Yeah.
So when tuna have conversation, I have no target of mazee udem nataka kumkatia and stuff. So nilikuwa tu like genuinely, hey mazee una sleep on the job.
And which year is
This is COVID. You need COVID 2020. 2020. So
2020.
we started talking in 2020. We knew each other, but we started seriously talking in 2020.
Yeah.
And nilikuwa, so mimi naambia, in my mind nikifikiria is everything yenye ina go on at that time, niko kwa space ya oh god maze, na nilikuwa nimeshambia wasi like if I'm getting into a relationship, I'm just going to date for like 6 months to a year because it's not going to be someone new.
Yeah.
And then it atakuwa someone within my circles. I know I knew that deep within.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to date for a very long time. Nilikuwa nimeshakuwa in a relationship for almost 5 years, 6 years, and then it didn't end up in anything. So nilikuwa najua duration of time doesn't necessarily confirm that is the person for you, ama it's going to end up in marriage.
Yeah.
So we started having in the middle of those conversations, there's a time now we had a conversation and we started talking about, like she told me a story about her heartbreak. So what blew me away was how she handled the heartbreak. Kuna msee alikuwa amemhurt, and then akaniambia so msee alikuwa amemhurt nini, so badala azushe in that same circle, in that same room, akaenda kwa washroom, akaenda akalia na akaworship for like 30 minutes, and then akatoka hapo her heart, like, she had peace of mind, peace of heart, and aka release huo msee na alikuwa too good. Kasema sasa
tulikuwa tuna hang out sisi wote hapo.
Na walikuwa sasa within hanging out with msee mwenye amemheartbreak. Nikasema that's the kind of woman nataka, and something just clicked. So nikajua in my mind nikajua tu this is the one. So what I did was, of course unaenda kuuliza wase wenye una trust, unataka kujua wase wanaonaje, ni mimi naona huyu dem ni mrembo sahi anaweza ama tu ni ufala. It's all in my head. So first person nilienda nikaongelesha yuko bishop yangu fulani, dem fulani swimba na church. So nikamwonyesha wazo udem anakanga poa bila makeup. Hii picha yake makeup mob. Ilikuwa handle yake saini amari_surreal. Yes, ndio. So your time na unaiangalia ako tu like niko like, but I'm just trying to gauge. Kwa like hiyo dem anakonga mrembo, anakanga poa, chup check.
Gone to God and ask God.
Oja.
People will mislead.
No, mimi nilikuwa nataka kujua macho. So then I went and talked to a few of my friends wenye ni mapasta. Mount, hiyo mambo ya mountain. Mambo ya mountain tenda ku hold God that ransom.
Lakini utaenda
Nenda kuambia God ulinipatia udem na ananisumbua.
Mimi naona hapo kidogo alikosea. Utaenda ulize msee maybe akona ka issue, msee anaweza kupotosha. Kidogo msee utashana.
Ama ulize mtu mwenye pia
Akona interest.
Msee akona interest.
Acha nikwambie
alafu sisi tunasikia, nasikia alienda kauliza msichana. Huyo msichana labda
anadai
anamdai kwa like udem.
Msichana ni the homie, unajua.
Wewe na just stories zake, kuna receipts zake, wewe tena na yeye. You should always...
Uko lucky.
Acha nikwambie.
Au kuona receipts.
Maybe like the
Otherwise ingekuwa noma.
But still,
Wacha hii ni side yangu ya story, nitapiga yako. So nikaenda nikauliza maboyo wangu sasa. Wale wenye nilikuwa najua at the end of the day. These are people wenye tutatembea nao. So if it's to end up into anything, ataikuwa na joini family. So na most of them ni mapasta. So nikaenda nikauliza boy wangu, tulikuwa pamoja, so nikamuonyesha. So one of my closest friends who is a man of God, Awakening Church, anaitwa Pastor Mosh. So nikauliza Pastor Mosh. Pastor Mosh akaniambia, "Basi kama uko serious, huo ni wife."
amen. Hallelujah.
That's all alisema.
You see what the man of God says? That is the wife. But
Ngoja alisema tu good things. Na hata unajua ni nani best yako kwanza, sasa ni best yako sana unampenda. Sasa so huyu best yangu mwingine akaniambia, huyu kwanza alichelewa. Ni mimi ndo yani kaangekuwa rada hiyo time. So basically wali rubber stamp wako like maze.
But the
this is someone
you need is of Jesus.
Ngoja.
Yeah, Jesus.
Rubber stamp ya Jesus alikuwa shaniambia.
So why do you need
Alikuwa Jesus alikuwa shaniambia mwenye utachagua atakuwa tu sawa.
Unajua ebe na kwanga unasema ebe usema kuna perfect will, the perfect will of God. Sasa mimi also
No, kuna scripture inasema kuna good, acceptable and perfect will of God. So musema that in yangu, I don't know how true it is, but musema that most of the time kwa hii journey ya kufind wife ama kwa journey ya relationship, you'll end up meeting maybe either of the three or the three. Utapata mtu mwenye it's just with God itakuwa too good, like you might even never end up in divorce, kukosana nini, but you'll never really achieve God's purpose. Na it's just a good, and then there's acceptable. So probably mko unequally yoked, lakini juu umedecide huyu ndo ule msee na God amekupea free will, hata kukazia. So itakuwa tu acceptable, but most chances ni hiyo relationship ita end up will not go far. And then now there's the perfect will of God. Now the perfect will of God iko accompanied na faith. So kutakuwa na things that will provoke your faith, that have to happen for you to know that this is the perfect will of God. So that was the mentality that I had nikitafuta mdem. And not necessarily nikitafuta kwa siku anatafuta, ilikuwa tu the way things ilikuwa zina align, ilikuwa inanionyesha yenyewe we are working towards, for me this looks like the perfect will of God.
Maybe to also add about the perfect will of God. I feel like as Christians we can settle for less, because one time nimegonga 30. But then you see there's always the pressure one from parents, especially for the girls. Men are, you guys are like see, I remember I was in high school, my mom used to tell me, nikuone ama nisikie. Ukimaliza shule, campus, you get a job. Kana boyfriend anakuja leo. It's funny how conversations change. I mean, it's the aspect of time.
That's so true.
So for me, I remember I dated a few guys before I met today, and at some point, like, when am I ever going to meet this person?
Yeah.
Because for me, I had my own standards. Is it standards or qualities of a man that I wanted? And I think it's every person, either male or female. So for me, because of my background, mimi sikuwa nataka kuona mahali. Anyone who drinks, who smokes, if you ever use any drug, I think I was just... And then the problem is all the guys you meet, I'm a social drinker. I party, I do what. So for me, all those things were...
Yeah.
So if we get to know each other, I get to like you, and then you tell me, I drink. I think for me that was just, I could just shut down immediately, because from what I've seen in my family, you see, you know those what happens. Men are drinking, they're not supporting their families, their children. So I did not want that particular thing. Also, I wanted a man who loves God. I think that was number one. So you loving God and you not drinking zilikuwa zinapelekana. Huwezi penda Mungu na uko unafanya hizo vitu zingine. So for me that was a no. So that was God fearing because I'm born again, so why would I settle for less? Although pia nilijikuta unachanganyana na uko equally yoked, but I thank God niliweza kutoka out of God alinitoa, sikujitoa, God alinitoa. And actually in that I was able to, this guy, I've looked for him in many ways. I created a page on Instagram. Excuse me. Inaitwa My Unknown Spouse. Hey my friend, I was under the spirit. So now what I was doing, I'm a person who believes in Christianity. Not Christianity, I believe in God. And I believe in everything that God says you need to do. Because out here, you will say purity is number one for you. But utapatana na, which name can I use? Sitaki kusema any name alafu nipate maybe ni chalinisha try kudikate give me a name. Kevo. So utapatana, especially Kevo, utapatana Kevo, and then Kevo is a social drinker. Kevo likes to do this and that. Kevo does not believe in what do you usually call it, that word?
Gani?
Purity. Like I was even telling him, like I believe purity, sex should always come after marriage. So like unapata na wale wasenye unapata to commit na dunia. So for me, godliness was very important. So the page that I came up with was about purity, how to prepare ourselves. Because Musema, you will say you want a man who's born again, a man who has this, a man who does this. But what about you? Are you enough for that man that you want to? So I had this group, although it's been dormant, my God, but I had this group, I had this Instagram page where I was trying to I was talking to myself and also letting women and other young people also learn from the same platform. Because, I mean, if you want to have a born-again man, a Christian man, why are you then doing all these other things? So it really worked well for me, and I think your page nafatu kuweka tu Ebenezer too, because I think
it's been answered.
Yeah, it's been answered now, because so I'd write letters to, not letters, but my unknown spouse, a few things and all that. And then something else that he said was it's funny how God is a God of divine connections and interventions, because I got from a Catholic home, and I was a staunch Catholic. Uwezi niambia ati nitoke, but then how God brought me to their church, now our church, is just a miracle. Not the best, but nilifika na hiyo ndio cha muhimu. Because for me, one thing I told myself was I don't want to get married from someone who is not from this church. So unaona yake, yes, he's like, I don't want to get married to someone in this church. But for me, I tell God, like, he brought me from that other side, and he brought me here. Why should you take me again to some other way? So I wanted to settle at my church.
So God anaanza prayer zako kuliko zangu?
Hapana, so God anaanza prayer zetu ndio kugrow pamoja. So at the end of the day, tuliweza because then again, and then now the challenge was, you look at the people in the church, uko like, lakini siwachomei lakini kudangalia sio down, lakini unajua, I think we all have desires in our hearts, and I believe God having created us, there is no way you desire something and see God mwenye may deposit hapo. I don't know, because I mean, if God created him, God gave him everything that he has, then God definitely ndialeka most of those things, as long as you're word fed and all that. So me, I knew what I wanted, but ukiangalia all around, matu Yesu ni Bwana, but at the right time, as he said, tukapatana vizuri. Because the funny thing, I think kuna hii scripture yenye I remember that someone told preach when I was in Thika, that this man never ever saw his wife until the right time. He was asleep. So I think for me, I was also asleep until I was able to meet him, and now.
Where this take your name, son?
Pole. Oh my God.
You are asleep.
So I think also in that line, I'd also like to tell people who have not yet met their spouses, there's really no rush.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really pressure yourself, because I always tell my best friend and I tell her that when God created me, He had my whole life planned out, right?
Yeah.
So it means now that I am this years old, definitely there's no way my husband hajazaliwa. He's born somewhere on the face of the earth. Yeah, he's just somewhere. So the only thing that is remaining, it's either maybe you already know him, as you said, your spouse could be in your circle. The only thing that is remaining is to link now mpatane. So I always tell people, it's just a matter of time. If I had met Ebe maybe like 5 years ago, maybe we would not be here today.
Yeah.
Maybe.
5 years ago, 5 years ago.
Okay, 10 years ago.
Me nilikuwa Dubai. I was
met
living the life.
I would not have met him.
Nilikuwa natafuta wazungu sasa.
Nilikuwa
Na Waarabu. Kwa naambia babangu, dad sasa. Babangu ndo alikuwa ananiambia, sasa wewe uko huko kwa Waarabu alafu uende uwe Mkenya.
Mungu alisema utoa wairimu. But that's what I'm saying. Divine, like time. Don't usikimbize wakati. Everything will happen at its own time. Because if you try and rush, you may not get what God has set up for you. Yeah.
That's quite an introduction story. Like,
Imekuwa long. Tume
very interesting. So now since to Shafika, the other question that there are a lot of Chiles out here they were never asked to be girlfriends. They just found themselves in a relationship. Even me has happened to me many times.
So what are we?
Okulizwa, what are we? Bro, were you living right?
Did Ebe ask you to be girlfriend, and how did he do it? Was it pomp and kana ama ilikuwa tu ewe kwa dini yangu to share? Do we like pamoja?
So now ours is a COVID story.
Yeah.
It is a COVID love.
COVID love.
So unfortunately nilipata COVID 2020. Yote mwenye mlikuwa mnasikia COVID mnatoroka. So that's the time I got COVID. It was not the easiest time because it was quite traumatic. Yeah. So I remember our first date venye tulienda. So when we went for our first date, I'm telling you, I was at a what's the word? Please help me to explain.
About what?
Say about you and
Oh, boy, you saw me. Obviously. I came through. Hata ukapona for a day.
Hiyo time sikuwa najua. So but the first date I was just content. I feel peace. There's a certain peace that I had, and I think this guy is the one. So
lakini before tamalize mazi, unajua date ya kwanza tumekaa opposite each other, akatoa mask.
Kulikuwa na COVID, remember? So I had mask.
Alikuwa na mask. Mazi alitoa mask.
Alikuwa
natural, yani nilikuwa tu like wow. Ukweli hata mimi mwenyewe sikuwa na expect, nilikuwa like but ilitoka hadi wow. Yani ile wow. Yeah, for real.
Because I had my mask on, so but then nilitoa na tukule and alikuwa like
nikato like wow.
Sinaangalia kwa tena sasa.
Endelea. Ulikuwa unasema date.
So the date went very well. So I think a few days after that. Yeah. So nikaenda, I was working at a hospital that time. Yeah. So unfortunately my mom akapata COVID. So it's only, so for me I was like I also want to know my status, ndo nikaenda nikapatikana pia mimi niko nayo. But I didn't know until I went and took the test. So now we couldn't meet. We could not meet. All we would do is just video call. So, and I remember that is the time, during one of the video calls is when he asked me to be his culprit. I cried. I was like, oh my God.
Alafu unajua sasa yeye COVID yake, yeye alikuwa na COVID for like 44 days. Alikuwa na COVID the first time 22 days. Unafuna zile ile siku zenyewe unaambia 14 gani ilikuwa 22. Haikuanga zile ma stories za ati nini ilikuwa ukiwa na COVID hivi 20 days lazima ukue nini.
No. Me it's me what COVID not you. When I had COVID you will go for 2 weeks, 14 days, then you go for another test. So I went again, I was still positive. So
so
it was after
like but
let's
lakini ni wewe ndio ulikuwa unasema venye nilikuuliza.
So niliuliza if I can visit. I was so happy. I think I tried. And then we used to do long calls. Like, because you see that I know I have COVID. I can only work from home. Because, but I didn't have any symptoms. Just a lot of nausea. So I could do literally almost everything. So just do video calls and all that. And then the question...
tulikuwa tunaongea for long.
Until 3 a.m. Still zilikuwa zinaisha for some weird reason.
In fact, hii ndio ilikuwa like literally angekaa hapo ani watch nikilala, niweke setup, niingie kwa bed, niingie hivi nijifunike, nilale alafu a record kana lala. So ilikuwa quite the nini. Ilikuwa nini, ilikuwa amazing. Ukweli ilikuwa quite nice. And I think ilikuwa ilikuwa ngazile za most of the time due to na have conversations and it was good cause probably if it wasn't COVID time it would have taken us a bit longer for us to have serious conversations. So hizo ndo vitu zilikuwa zina just before nimuulize, like we had conversations on finances. How do we handle how would you handle finances in relationship?
Finances.
Sasa sijamuuliza. Hata tulikuwa tumeanza kudate. Yani we were just having conversations.
But it was but one thing I liked about it was it's because finances are very, very difficult topic. And the fact that we were able to have conversations and discussions, because we had discussions on what if this happens, what if this happens. So already mentally you're prepared for anything. Because you see sometimes people in marriage unasema hii ni yangu, yangu ni yangu,
yako ni yetu.
I feel like that is such a selfish perspective, or because you see, one thing, if you maybe nakimbia sana, but if you want to spend time with someone for the rest of your life, one, they must be your friend. One, they should be your friend. So what really makes me kushindwa what is happening is, why would you let your friend do everything, yet you can do something? You can do it together as a team. Because I believe in teamwork. I believe we are a team. He's my teammate, I'm his teammate. So I will do everything I can to make his burden light, and he'll do everything he can to make my burden light. So it was easy when we had all those discussions on deep conversations. We had really, really deep conversations during that time.
My question now would be, since you guys met, started dating or maybe took it seriously during the COVID time, how was dating for you guys? How was your dating scene? How are you guys going for dates or handling? Because everything was practically shut down. Hotels, no sit-ins and all that.